for basically the same claim, but depending on the place where you make the claim, depending on the location. If somebody is outside the U.S. and claims that they are afraid to go back to their country, they must submit the claim at an American consulate or American embassy, and if granted, they are given status as refugee. They come to the U.S. as refugee.
Yes.
Okay? Asylum is for people who are inside the U.S. Okay, or at the border, at the Mexican border, and they claim that they are afraid to go back to their country, and they ask to stay in the U.S. and if they approved, they get the status of asylee. Okay, so basically, those are two different names for the same, more or less the same status, based on the same grounds, but depending on where you made the claim. If you are outside the U.S., you arrive in the U.S. with already an approved application, and you immediately have permission to be employed and to live here, and after some time to get adjustment of status. And asylum is for people who are in the U.S. legally or illegally, and they make such a claim. And the claim is made to the Immigration Service, not to an American consulate.
I see.
Or to immigration court if you are in deportation proceedings.
But these cases take a long time, Attorney Golan, correct?
These cases in the U.S. take a long time because the immigration courts are backlogged very badly.
So in the meantime that they haven't appeared in court yet, are they free to work? I mean, are they to stay here? They can go to school, send their children to school, and live like almost like a resident?
Well, not exactly. People who are inside the U.S.
Yes.
and apply for asylum sometimes are eligible to get a work permit, sometimes not. Okay, they can send the children to school because going to school is a matter of state law.
Yes.
And all the states, as far as I know, require you to send the children to school. Doesn't matter if they are legal or illegal. You cannot keep children on the street. Children must go to school.
Yes. So in other words, they're here, they can even work for some people, for example, until the case is heard. And that could take like, how long do you think? What is the approximate time for this, Attorney Golan?
We have seen cases that between the times they make the application and the time the case is heard may take 2, 3, 4 years.
I see. And in the meantime, can they also opt to look for an employer that can petition them to have a work employment visa?
They can, but again, it will depend whether they got a permit to be employed.
I see.
And not everybody who applies for asylum gets a permit to be employed.
That's right. And if the case is heard and they find that they're not eligible, they're immediately deported back to their original country. Is that right?
This is a very difficult question. Number one, when the case is heard by an immigration judge and is denied, the judge issues an order of removal, of deportation. But then there is the person is entitled to file an appeal to the Board of Immigration Appeals in Washington, which again may take 2, 3 years.
Wow.
Okay, and then they may again file another appeal to the Circuit Court of Appeals, which may take another 2, 3 years.
Wow.
So nothing can happen fast.
I see.
If all those steps are denied or lost, then there is a final order of deportation, and the immigration service may try and deport you. And then there may be a question to what country, which is also not so simple.
I see. But can they change their status if they were like have an application for asylee case, but then they find someone who they want to marry? Can it be changed into a fiancé or to a temporary resident of the United States?
If they have a legal entry, if they enter the United States legally, they can change it to an application for adjustment of status based on a marriage.
I see. So there are many things that can be available for those who come in here while their cases will be heard, pending. And I think it's very important that they consult with an immigration lawyer, because then you would be able to let them know what are their options. 213-383-3222 is the telephone number to call for Attorney Jack Golan. Now,